So I haven't had a lot of time for videos this week, sadly, just because work has been kicking it's kicked me this week. Wednesday I pulled like a 13-hour day. Like it was tough. Ender in the chat, imagine winning your game this week. Oh boy. Ender's gonna put on a masterclass like he always does in chat. I'm excited to see how this man pops off. Which, as always, big shout to Ender doing the graphics and all that stuff. Absolutely cooked. But yeah, so A block content, we had probably a move that a lot of people saw coming, and I think a lot more people were shocked that it took this long to materialize. But Tua Tagovailoa finally getting benched as a Miami Dolphin. They're starting Quinn Ewers. They're going to see what they got in the rookie, which is really interesting. I mean, for the most part, I think we understand what Zach Wilson is as a quarterback because he's been the number 2 all season long. I'm really intrigued to see what Quinn Ewers, what he has. Spent, good chunk of his college career, the majority of it actually at Texas. Was the starter there for just about every year. I've got college football reference yelling at me about my ad blocker. Give me 2 seconds. Here we go. So first year wasn't his best. 15 touchdowns, 6 picks, 2,100 yards in 10 games. But then his next 2 seasons, nothing lower than 65.8 completion percentage, nothing lower than 3,400 yards, 31 touchdowns to 12 picks in his final year at Texas. I thought rather highly of Quinn Ewers coming out of the draft. I thought he was going to go higher than he did. Maybe not first round, but I thought he was like a day 2 guy. And so I'm really interested to see how he shakes out for the Miami Dolphins. I think despite the injury to Tyreek Hill, he's got some playmakers to work with on this offense. You're still throwing to Jalen Waddle. Darren Waller from the grave has been a weirdly, shocking surprise this season. And even though these Dolphins are eliminated now, the Dolphins are going to be at a crossroads because, I mean, Mike McDaniels, what do you do with him? I think this is the end of the line for Tua. I think he's played his last game as a Miami Dolphin, and I don't think that's a hot take at all. It's just it's going to be really interesting. It's going to be bonkers to kind of see. Ooh, okay, my OBS has disconnected for some reason. Why is OBS? Oh, we're back. We're back. Okay, OBS is fighting with me hard for some reason. Ender saying, personally, I'm doing great. As a Colts fan, I want to die. I'm sorry, Ender. The Colts are having a rough go at it, man. Colts are having the roughest go at it this season. Hey, real quick, just for anyone in either of our streams, don't forget to like them. Helps get us out to all the football fans as well. Trent's trying to also get to 200 subs, so whoever stream you're in, go check him out. He's getting close. How far are you? 15. 15. Nice. That's sick. You've been putting out some bangers this week. Straight up. It's a grind. It's a grind, and we're both running very, very short manned operations here. 1 man, 2 guys at most. Yeah. Yeah, but back to Quinn Ewers. I actually I threw the scouting report. I wanted that scouting report because I wanted to see what his kind of what the consensus was on his strengths and stuff, just as we're talking about the Dolphins. But again, the Dolphins are in a weird spot. Fired their GM. Tua's played his last game as a Dolphin. Tyreek Hill's probably done. It's gonna be wild. I'm interested to see what the Dolphins do with Mike McDaniel this year. I think he's maybe done enough to save his job, at least, and hear me out, at least to get him 1 more quarterback and maybe a new defensive coordinator. I would be very interested to see what that would look like. So Quinn Ewers, when he came out of high school, a number 1 overall prospect, and this is over NFL.com, redshirted at Ohio State, transferred to Texas, and then we kind of dotted over his numbers just a smidge. 3,500 plus, 70 yards in both of his final 2 years. So strengths, so what scouts liked about Ewers coming out, willingness to go out and compete through pain. This season, we've seen a lot of guys do that, whether or not it's been, to the detriment or to the benefit of the team, one way or another. Guy played really well on the road against good teams. Bama in 23, Michigan 24 is what they say stood out. Good in rhythm, has really good arm talent, which is probably the biggest knock on Tua is the arm strength. I think that has been his. I think it's been his biggest knock, and I think that's going to add some dynamic elements to this Dolphins offense that don't really exist with the limited quarterback that you have. Kind of has they're saying, flick of the wrist kind of throw, good pocket mobility, all that stuff. He can have good footwork, but what they don't like about him, his weaknesses, he can be fooled pre-snap, better eye manipulation, he gets stuck on the first read, uh, throws hospital balls, so that'll be that'll be interesting. We'll see if McDaniel's kind of coached that out of him. Lazy footwork as well. That's something that they don't like. Like they like his footwork when he's not being a fucking lazy about it. So it's going to be really interesting to kind of see how the Colts, or not the Colts, I was reading Under's chat, how the Dolphins go about handling this. I am I am personally very, very interested in Quinn Ewers. That's probably going to be the not Broncos game that I actually pay attention to this week. uh, yeah, what are your thoughts, man? Hmm. I was gonna say, yeah, because he got some playing time, didn't he? Or no, Ewers. Oh, okay. Oh, you were on Tua. Okay, okay, my yeah. Mm, real quick, scoot your camera a smidge. You are off centered, my boy. Mine's jerry rigged, man. Mine's a bit jerry rigged. Continue on though. You're cooking. Tua pop gun for an arm. I I think so. Yeah. If you were, I wasn't really noticing or paying much attention. You were good. It's all good. Yeah, yeah. I definitely I'm really interested just to see how he works in a Mike McDaniel system because again, you got to think about this. This is the Shanahan coaching tree. Kyle specifically, but by extension because, paternal Mike Shanahan. Mike Shanahan was a quarterback wizard, man. He got a lot of good out of John Elway at the back end of his career. Made Jake Plummer look like a top five quarterback for a couple of years. Made Brian Greasy look serviceable as a quarterback, and then got a Pro Bowl season out of Jay Cutler. I'm really excited to see how a Quinn Ewers type looks in a Mike McDaniel's offense for sure. Plus I think that will de-stress the running game a bit because I think Achan's been good this year. But I think with how limited Tua's been all season long, with how much he's turned the ball over, I think defenses have been able to kind of key on the run a little more than the Dolphins usually would like to see because of how they operate from a passing game perspective. Because a lot of what the Dolphins do, a lot of their offense the last couple of years, it's been short routes, run after catch, get the fast guys the ball, let them go. So we're talking slant concepts, mesh concepts, maybe the occasional, like curl flat concept, let a guy make a play in space, whatever, what have you. And a lot of vertical stuff too, obviously. I mean, it's really been, Tua just doesn't really have the arm to get the ball downfield that way. And after all the concussions and everything, it's been, Tua's been playing like a shell of himself. And this is a guy that led the NFL in completions, in yards for a year, in a conference with Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, like basically the gods of the AFC. And I mean, that fall off has been crazy, but I think everybody that watches football has been suspect to Tua since his rookie season, when he was getting relieved by Ryan Fitzpatrick, the bullpen journeyman. That's true. That's true. No. Well, I think Joe Montana's limitations were the whole reason Walsh came up with the West Coast offense, wasn't it? Yeah. I yeah. I saw 2015 Peyton Manning throw better balls than Tua this year. And dude, listen, he may have been a husk of his former self, but every now and again you'd be reminded why Peyton Manning was about to be a Hall of Fame quarterback. Just every now and again. His yeah, it's still Peyton Manning. He's still there mentally. Like the problem with Peyton Manning that year though, like obviously like his arm was falling off, his ankle was gimpy. But Peyton Manning during the playoff run really like kind of, and I don't want to get too far off track here, but Peyton Manning during that playoff run, like he did what he needed to do as more of a game manager. It was basically hand the ball off, maybe make a throw on third down if and when you need to make it, and don't screw it up for the defense. And that's exactly what he did. No, absolutely not. The 2015 Broncos line wasn't that good. It really wasn't. Like our best player on offensive line, it was Matt Paradis at center. I no, I almost want to say Tyson Brilo was our starting left tackle, but that doesn't sound right. I know he was on that team, but I don't think it was him that was that starting left tackle. From the Eagles? When? Uh, uh, that is a good question. Are you pulling up the 2015 roster? You might know this. Why did I pull up 2025? Okay, hang on. Miss input. Okay, here we go. Pro Football Reference. You are my best friend, and I love you with all of my heart. All right. Let's see. Yeah, like the team, they were 19th in points per game all season long. Okay. So okay, I've got the roster. It was Ryan Harris at left tackle. That's right. I think he's on DNVR. Oh my God, was it Evan Mathis? Left guard, he was good that year. Louis Vasquez was kind of at the back end of his really good play. And then, oh my God, Michael Schofield was our right tackle that year. That's right. Oh, Michael Schofield was kind of a bum. Yeah, we're kind of getting away from the show. Let's steer back into 2025 here. Because, no, we were both going off on a tangent. Thursday night, let's talk about it. This has to be, I mean, I feel like we say this once a week. Game of the year candidate. And I feel like for what was at stake in this game and the way things folded out and the way both teams scored, this is got to be the lead contender for game of the year. The stakes, everything was set up for this to be as magical of a game as it possibly could have been, and it was. It was everything and more. I think the only thing that took away from it is Al Michaels. Man, that guy needs to retire. He was the best. He was the best, and he sounds tired. I can't tell if he sounds tired or drunk, but I think he is too. So, okay, so I'm gonna get back to a point that I think I've made previously. And I might have said this last week when we were doing this week's predictions. The Rams secondary is not great, and I think I've been vindicated in this game. Not to the extent that I think I really would have wanted to be vindicated, but the Rams secondary is not that great, dude. What I will say though, Sam Darnold does throw two interceptions. One did go to a D lineman, so not really the secondary in that case. They just dropped a D line into coverage, and he made a play on that ball. But I mean, they get something like that. Oh yeah, that was a fucking wild play. What I'm really interested in though is out of this game, Puka again kind of goes off on the refs. It was a tweet and delete. Of course, that's gonna get circulated. Guy was going off on the refs. I someone could probably find a screenshot of that tweet. I'm not gonna go digging for it because I will not be. You found it. I do not touch Twitter, but yeah, Puka had a tweet and delete about the refs. I think he got fined 25 grand, which is probably more than half of my yearly salary. Uh, but I mean, like, both offenses after a certain point were really clicking because this game was a 13-7 game at halftime, man. And then in the end, Matt Stafford, 29 of 49, 457 and three tugs. It was the running game that really let the Rams down because it was, if you exclude Matthew Stafford's 6 yards and 2 carries, it was 37 carries for 118 yards. Not the greatest of pace at all for your running game. Ineffective, even if they were committed to it. Kind of like the Broncos were last week against Green Bay. Puka goes off though, 12 for 225 and two tugs. I apologize to anyone that had to play him in fantasy. And then the rest of the offense kind of really didn't follow suit. And if there's one takeaway that I have from the Los Angeles Rams right now, I think they're a little too Puka dependent. I think Stafford can spread the ball, but I definitely think like in big situations, they are way too reliant on Puka. Now, credit where credit's due, Puka's still making plays, he's still beating defenses, but I think it gets to a point now where like you're gonna get the I don't want to say the Calvin Johnson treatment, but you're gonna get something akin to it, like the Julio Jones treatment or something, where like they're gonna bracket him every time. It's what they've been doing to Cortland Sutton this year, where the guy just gets bracketed the whole game. He's got a corner inside, a safety outside, just in like a too high shell. It's yeah, and that's a big red zone target for Stafford. That is the red zone target for Stafford. Probably get another play in the red zone that they didn't otherwise get in this game. That too. Yeah. Something that okay, so what I'm really like intrigued to see, despite a rough game, oh well, rough, relatively speaking. Nobody wants to throw two interceptions. Sam Darnold came up in the clutch. That game winning response drive in overtime, and then the throw on that 2-point conversion. And granted, it was a delightful play call thrown to Eric Saubert, former Denver Broncos tight end. No, not even on the stat sheet. Yeah, caught by Eric Saubert, former Denver Bronco. What Seattle did have, and what I'm surprised they didn't commit more to, is that running game. Because Kenneth Walker, 11 for 100 carries, like the guy was banging all night long, and yet you only hand him the ball 11 times. He only got 14 touches in this game, and I feel like for the Seahawks going forward, that can't happen, especially where Sam Darnold's just in this weird spell where he is turning the ball over like it's nobody's business right now. Obviously, you get Charbonnet mixed in there as well. He didn't have a terrible game. Shaheed had a nice carry for 31 yards. Receiving wise, though, I mean, JSN keeps doing what he does. Kenneth Walker had 3 catches for 64 yards on top of the 100 rushing yards. Like Darnold wasn't really spreading the ball around as much, but like he's got his guys. They got Coop, and Coop made a big catch, kind of in that later game sequence along the sideline. I believe it was on that overtime drive. The Seahawks, I feel really, really confident in if they can clean up the turnovers. Ooh, I've got a... Sorry, I missed you for a minute, Johnny Ripple. Rams played a mixed coverage with Wallace showing man dropped into zone. Darnold's not great at reading through a pick. We did watch football, but... Why did the Rams run game? Tight ends dropped 6 passes. Kevin Dotson went guard. Yeah, that's true. Darnold, his first round skills. He didn't miss field goal, didn't run a punt back. Can he play high level in 3 playoff games? Yeah, and that's the thing like that we still need to see from Sam Darnold as well. Like it was for Seahawks fans, like it's got to feel nice to see your quarterback come up in a big situation in what is like undoubtedly the biggest game you're going to play this year until you get to the postseason. Seahawks do clinch with this one as well. So now the real question is going to become once Seattle gets to the playoffs is can Darnold continue to play with the team around him? I don't even know that they need to play at like the highest possible. I just think they need Sam Darnold to manage the game.
How long is?
I don't think he needs to go out and be a superstar.
How long is Wari out? Because that's Wari, and I think they lost a couple defensive.
Wari. Sorry, I'm extra salty and douchey after that loss. What are your teams? I'm a Broncos fan. He's an Eagles fan. Hey, you're all good, Johnny Ripple. I get it, man. I 100% get it. No, that's it. And we were gonna touch on that too. Once we kind of got to the injury part a little bit. Wari being out is huge for the Rams. It's already a secondary that like I don't have a lot of faith in right now. Like I think they can make some opportunistic plays. Wari? Oh yeah, shit, wrong side. I get talking about secondary, and if I'm talking about the Rams, I'm like, I don't like their secondary. Yeah. Do we have an update on Wari?
Let me look. Since you're doing the heavy lifting and the talking.
Yeah. But what I will say, like the Rams do have an opportunistic secondary, but I think they're prone to getting gashed a little bit. I feel like the Rams defense easily had Sam Darnold in a corner at a couple of points in this game because he did not play a great first half, and I think we saw the Rams secondary at their best, and then just in that second half, man, despite the picks, like Darnold did get going. But no, I get it. So Broncos with home field are scary. Oh, you're good. Eagles are scuffling, but champions die hard, then get hot and make a run. Absolutely. I'll let Trent. He'll go off about the Eagles here in a little bit once we start getting into the preview games. But what me personally, like I think if Philly can run the ball again, I think they're fine.
Yeah, that's what they're missing. Wari was cleared in concussion protocol. He could have gone back in if they had another defensive drive.
So he could have gone back in. Yeah. So Wari's okay. Okay. He's saying if the Rams pass rush doesn't get pressure, their secondary gets exposed.
I saw that.
And part of this is going to come from me not watching as much Rams football this year because obviously, like, I big focus on the Broncos. But it really feels like the Rams pass rush this year is like Jared Verse and kind of who else. And I could go pull up sack totals, but
I know heck was his name. The interception was Turner, right? He had a sack and a half.
One of them.
Sack and a half.
Kobe Turner. Oh yeah, no, he was getting home too. The Rams are just weird.
It depends on the game. So for me, the Rams play down to their opponents. Like, is Seattle a very good team? In my mind, with Sam Darnold, they have a ceiling. Until he proves to me otherwise, this is a big step in that. But the Rams, they've played down to the Carolina Panthers. They've played down to the wishy-washy Eagles. They've they've played down to their opponents too many times, and I think that's just their Achilles heel this year. Every team has an Achilles heel, and I think the Rams is playing down to their opponents. So you have to worry who they play in the wild card. Like, say they play who.
Carolina might be the wild card
Carolina,
matchup.
they could lose that game just for playing down to their opponent.
Well, and they've already lost a game to Carolina too.
Yeah.
So like it's weird. There's no super team this year. Like we've been saying this all year. Really though. Do you have anything else on Thursday night? Do we want to get into these predictions?
I do have a little bit. So I actually fell asleep in the first quarter. I had a rough week, work and anxiety, so I fell asleep. My grandpa texts me. He's like, "Oh, watch the game." I'm like, "Okay." We watched the game, like texting each other, and I gotta say, one of the best games I've ever seen in my life, and
100%.
So and it was like a heavyweight boxing match to me. It was like one guy would throw a big haymaker, and I'm like, is this what Ali and Frazier felt like back in the day? I don't know, wasn't there, but it felt like that. It had a big game feel, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think Darnold does, though he throws interceptions, he's starting to show that he's picking up his play, and I hope he does, because you never want to see a quarterback go through the Jets system and then just wash out. At least that's just what I think.
No, I hear you. That's
or Browns. You never want to see Browns quarterbacks get washed out either.
Yeah, no. All right. So I don't know if the schedule's a little weird on your side. It's throwing the 3 p.m. kickoff game first at me, and that's I'm gonna let you take the lead on this one. I've been doing a lot of yapping this stream. Eagles going to Washington to play the damn commies. Fill me in, Trent. Fill me in.
The Eagles beat the Raiders.
They did.
Hold on. Someone was calling me. My bad. Eagles beat the Raiders 31-0. Obviously, am I surprised? I'm not surprised. I'm surprised that they scored so many points because this offense has been anemic. But they did it. I don't have hope in them still until they play a team that's good and they can score 31 points on them. I'm not gonna be all happy about it, but I am a little happy because they gave me a little hope. But against the Commanders are an interesting team because of Mariota. I think Mariota is a serviceable backup and will make plays. Eagles defense is probably one of the top in the league thus far, except for that Bears game. I think that was just fatigue, but I think the game's going to be a little bit closer. I think it's
a division game on the road.
Yeah, I still think the Eagles can win this. It's going to be like 20-17.
I definitely think, and I saw this firsthand a couple of weeks ago, the Commanders can absolutely be a pesky team when they are firing on all cylinders. They have shut down Jaden Daniels for the year. If no one saw that in either of our chats, they have shut down Daniels for the year. It's gonna be interesting. Washington had a really good game plan for Denver, and a lot of that was getting the ball out quick, running the ball. All that good stuff. I think they're going to do something similar against Philadelphia, but it's not going to be as much in the traditional run game as it's going to likely be with Mariota, probably kind of running the option a little bit. I think the Eagles' defense is disciplined enough. I just don't think Washington's defense has enough juice to really keep up in a game like this. I mean, like, Washington overachieved last year, and that was kind of the story coming into this year. People wanted to see, like, hey, was last year just a mirage? Was it smoke and mirrors with Washington, or is this legit? And we're seeing with just the aging guys on their roster, you know what? 5 years ago, maybe 6, this defense would have been elite. Von Miller, Bobby Wagner, boom, you're already elite. It's just it's 2025 and you're starting these guys.
I mean,
I just don't think Washington's got the juice defensively, and I maybe have a little more faith in the Eagles just because they will be getting beat up on a bad team. I think Washington's still going to be a little pesky, but I think this is going to be like a 27-18 kind of game.
I definitely see it, but the way I've been watching the Eagles and just how frustrating they've been, I don't want to get my hopes too high until if they do it against the Bills, I will be on board. But against Washington, against the Raiders, I'm not gonna. Yeah,
Not gonna bet against them when they're playing. You can only play who's in front of you. Eagles can clinch this week too, can't they?
Yeah,
they can clinch the East.
Yeah.
What do you need? A Cowboys loss?
Win or a loss for the Cowboys.
Okay.
Win and then Cowboys
win
loss.
it in. Okay.
Well, you get what I'm saying.
Yeah. And we will get to them here pretty soon. It's Google. I don't know if it's doing the same for you, but Google's throwing the Monday night game at me first, right after the 3 p.m. game.
I got the Packers and Bears.
That's what I got.
That's not Monday night. That's
Sunday night. Sorry.
That's Saturday.
Today is a Friday. My brain is cooked today, man. I forget that they're Saturday games. Goodness gracious. I'm hurting. I'm tired this week, man. Saturday night football is going to be Packers Bears. It's in Chicago. It's a rematch, and the Packers are now sans Micah Parsons. This is going to be a great game. It's going to be another great football game. They played a really good one at Lambeau this year that came down to the final drive. Caleb threw a pick in the end zone right at the very end. The Bears had a chance to win that game. I think Chicago's got enough gumption to win this one, and I definitely think it helps that there's no Micah Parsons anymore to terrorize Caleb Williams back there. I know that even before the year, though, like Green Bay and their fans, they felt really good about making a Super Bowl run. It's going to be interesting to see how the guys that were behind Micah Parsons can step up, because when I watched them last week when they were playing Denver, it felt like as soon as Micah Parsons went out, that pass rush died. Because despite not getting any sacks on Bo Nix, Micah was getting pressure. There was pressure on Bo. And it's I saw a couple of Packers channels talking about this. You really need Rashawn Gary to step up. Gary's been mid this year, worse than mid. Like, Rashawn Gary's not having himself that great of a year, and which is crazy because he got out to a hot start. Like, he was playing really, really good through the first month, and then he's just like fell off a cliff. Green Bay really needs Rashawn Gary to kick it back into gear, but the way things are sitting right now, I just don't know if he will. But I mean, it's going to be another great matchup between these two teams. I think Chicago's going to run the hell out of the ball this time. They did last time. They like that is the Bears' offense. Like, that's their identity. They run the ball and they let Caleb make a couple of wild throws, it feels like. But this is the team that, almost like the Broncos, can kind of win in every possible way. And I feel like we've been saying this about a lot of teams this year, but it does feel like the Bears are a bit ahead of schedule.
I think so. And as a Catholic, I can't vote against the Pope. So I think that, all kidding aside, I think the Bears, Caleb Williams has gotten a lot better as the year has gone on.
Yes.
He's made some really good throws that you expect the first round, number one overall pick to make, either in year one or year two. Green Bay's pass rush, I did notice that they were kind of anemic after Micah went out.
Yeah.
I think it depends on the pass rush. It also depends on Jordan Love's ability to take care of the football.
Yes, because we did see that against Denver too, the 2 interceptions. Now, granted, one of them was a superhuman play made by the reigning defensive player of the year, and the other was it was more Jordan's fault, I think, because it was a ball that he threw behind his receiver that Riley
Mhm.
Moss picked off later in the game. But like one way or another, no, you're absolutely right. Like Jordan Love,
He
he
has
has
a
to take care of the ball.
he has a tendency to give the ball away. He did it against the Browns. He did it
Mm-hmm.
against the Carolina Panthers.
So we lost in both those games.
Mm-hmm. And he did it against Denver. I don't remember the other team they lost to, but I think he turned the ball over there. Eagles. He turned the ball against the Eagles.
He did.
So I think it depends on that. But I think the Bears have enough firepower on the run game to do some damage, and they're opportunistic. The defense of the Bears. I'll pick at the
One,
Bears.
I'm taking Chicago as well. I think they're gonna get some revenge here, and with 2 games to go, that would just about cement their place in the NFC North. I don't know if a win clinches it for them. I might need to go pull up
I'll pull it up.
scenarios. I already got to type in before you got there. Let me
Dang.
see if I can. Uh, the Panthers can clinch this week. What?
No way.
Entering week 16? What? Okay, no. I'm on a little bit of a tangent. This is on Panthers Wire. There's no way they can clinch. There's no way they can
Broncos
clinch. Oh no,
clinched AFC
okay.
West with the win and a Chargers
Simplest
loss.
scenario. Okay, so it's just running through how Carolina wins the division pretty much. And it's basically just beat Tampa Bay this week, win or tie the week after. Okay, never mind. Uh because I was gonna say, yeah, can't could the Bears clinch? Can they clinch?
Bears clinched berth with win versus Packers, plus a Lions
Win
loss
it.
versus the Steelers.
Mm,
But they don't
okay,
clinch the
okay.
division this week.
Okay, that would just get them in,
Yeah.
which I think every Bears fan would be happy with.
I
I
mean, I have too many Bears fans as my as people that I hang around with on YouTube, so I can't go against
yeah,
them unless they're going against the Eagles.
that's fair enough. I think Chicago wins this one. I think it's another kind of close slugfest like the last one was. I'm feeling 24-21 Bears.
About that, it's going to be a slugfest. I would say about that 24-21, 27-24, around that area.
Yeah. We move on, and now we're into the morning window of Sunday. My time dilation brain isn't dilating anymore.
Good.
Chargers Cowboys, first one up. I mean, it's weird. So you need a Cowboys loss this week for the Eagles playoff clinching,
We
right?
don't need it if we win.
Okay, so you guys are just winning in.
Yeah, and Cowboys are fine.
Okay. Okay. So it's in Dallas. Chargers go into Dallas. I think we've seen their defense has played better at times since the trade deadline, getting Logan Wilson and getting
Williams.
Quinnen Williams. Yeah. But it still hasn't been enough. Their secondary has still found ways to get exposed. This is a Chargers team that, despite being hampered with the injuries to the entirety of the offensive line, plus Justin Herbert's hand, I still think, and call it smoke and mirrors, call it whatever you want to call it, but the Chargers are still playing good football. The Chargers, they've been a really good defense this season as well. Which I think in that regard, and we'll get to another team that I think has flown under the radar a little bit defensively later on. But I really think this Chargers defense has been a bit under the radar, kind of over here in the AFC. I don't love Dallas in this game. Like, despite how explosive their offense can be, I think they have been slowed down. And I feel like no matter how good JJ McCarthy played last week, I feel like an injured Justin Herbert's still better than JJ McCarthy right now, even though it feels like we're starting to see some of that development come out of JJ McCarthy, which for Vikings fans is good. We'll talk about that later. I can't say right now that I've got any confidence in the Cowboys. Defensively, they still scare me. And offensively, I feel like they've slowed down a little bit lately. Whereas the Chargers, I think they're getting a little healthier. I think they got I want to Omari and Hampton back from injury
Yeah, he
recently.
was back a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, they're not going to get any healthier at O line really, but I think right now they're doing enough, and I don't think the Cowboys front seven, outside of Quinnen Williams and Logan Wilson, maybe Demarion Overshown as well, because they did get him back. I just like the Chargers more. I think the Chargers are a better built team. I think they're better coached right now. Even though I do feel like Schottenheimer has been doing a pretty good job for what's been a pretty depleted or pretty flawed Cowboys roster. It's still in a game like this though, like I'm gonna take begrudgingly, I'm gonna take the Chargers. I think I'm feeling like a 27-20.
For me, I actually, so at the beginning of the season, I didn't like the move of Brian Schottenheimer. I thought he was going to be another toady of Jerry Jones. But
I think a lot of people felt that way.
but he's actually done a very, in my opinion, a very good job for what he has to work with. Um, Having said that, I think the Chargers are just a little too much for them. Could be wrong. Maybe Dak has a monster game, but yeah, I agree with you. They've slowed down a lot. Because the grind of the NFL season and just having a defense that can't get off the field. I gotta go Chargers. It's gonna be close. It's gonna be I think it'll be a high scoring game. 38-35.
Okay. Shootout of the week. Quarterback duel of the week. I like it. Speaking of JJ McCarthy, 2 straight weeks in a row that he's been playing some pretty damn good football. Vikings Giants in New Rutherford, New Jersey, playing at the Met. Giants 2-12. They're the fun kind of bad this year. The Giants are the fun kind of bad, where they're playing good, but they're still tanking. They're still not good. And I believe right now the Giants are currently slotted number 1 in the NFL draft, which is big because they're not taking a quarterback. The amount of draft capital the Giants could get for that pick, if they can hang on to it, would be nuts.
Little tangent.
Yeah, what's up?
You know who I could see actually trading for that number 1 pick?
Who?
The Browns. Just because they suck as an organization. I could see them taking the bait and trying to get a quarterback number 1 overall.
Yeah, true. I think the Jets could do something like that too, but the Jets the Jets have the firepower though from the trade deadline.
That and I think the Jets. Okay, so I don't think the Jets are like, they're not like Browns level of bad decision making. They just are unlucky a lot. Their picks don't. They're not going to trade up.
They've had their share of incompetence, though. Let's keep it a buck.
They have, but in the draft, I don't see them making a trade like that. They'll miss on the picks they have.
But, so their current GM right now, Darren Mogi, is actually he was the Broncos' assistant GM for a while under George Payton, and then he got hired by the Jets.
Okay. But back to the game. I'm so sorry.
No, you're all good. You're all good. I like it. So yeah, Vikings coming off of 2 straight good JJ McCarthy games, and the craziest part of that, especially last week, was that he is doing this without having success throwing it towards Jay Jettas. It's basically been this offense has essentially been without Justin Jefferson despite being healthy for a while, and Jefferson's having a down year this year as well. Everyone kind of knows it. Everyone's seen it. Despite the quarterback, quarterback play has played a factor in this, but outside of that, he is still not looking like himself this season, and I'm kind of losing my words here. I think the Vikings are starting to play better football right now. I think if you're a Vikings fan, you just want to see more or less the same of what you've seen. You want to see JJ McCarthy continue to progress. I don't think either of these teams are very good, even though the Vikings are very much closer to 500 than the Giants. However, I do think Minnesota wins this. I think Kevin O'Connell, he's finally starting to get things going with JJ. I don't love the Vikings defense. I think they're almost kind of in the same situation as Washington. Not to the same extent, but I think they're still a bit of an aging roster. They've had some draft picks that haven't really hit. right now. And I think there's going to be some conversations in Minnesota this year about what they do with maybe the GM. I know he's been a guy that's been under fire this season for just failures at drafting. But for this right now, I do think Minnesota wins. The Giants are just a bad team, and really at this point, you're on an interim head coach, and you're kind of playing for the number one overall pick right now because the Titans are still right there with you. I don't think the Giants really have the power to win a meaningless game, anyways. This is giving me like 21-14 vibes.
So for me, I'm actually very glad that JJ McCarthy took my advice and stopped going by Mr. 9. Except for that first pass of the game when he threw it to Quinnen. Well, threw it to the D lineman, batted it down into Quinnen Williams' hands. I was worried. I was like, oh crap, here comes Mr. 9. But then he played really well. Did miss some throws to Justin Jefferson, like everybody has all year. Once that happens, they're going to be a lot better. Once he starts getting the ball to him, they're going to be a lot better. If he's still there next year.
Sure.
If they don't trade him.
Yeah.
I hope not. Giants, they almost beat the Commanders. They are feisty in my opinion.
Yeah. They are most certainly pesky. That's kind of what I was saying. The Giants are the fun kind of bad.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Where you're still competitive in games, but you're not good enough to win those games yet. The Giants are going to be another team that I don't know that they're going to be on an expedited rebuild process. I think there's some conversations to have going into next year because I think whatever head coach takes this Giants job is going to try to really get Jackson Dart to start playing safer, which is something that's going to be a process because Jackson plays like a fullback in the open field, which is very problematic when you're the franchise quarterback and you've already had a laundry list of injuries this season. It's been a bit of a rough go for Dart, and we've seen, Jameis Winston get some starts. Russell Wilson's gotten a little bit of play time, and he has been Mr. Very Limited in Mr. Very Limited playing attempts.
Yeah.
But I think the Giants are a good draft away and maybe a free agent from being a really competitive football team. Do I think they're going to be world beaters next year? No, but I think they're going to take some steps next year. I just don't think they have enough pieces right now.
I don't think so. I think it just depends on what JJ McCarthy does against the Giants.
Yeah.
But I think the Vikings win.
I think they do too.
Unless he takes a bunch of sacks.
Yeah. This kind of like I was saying, like I'm very like 21-14, 20-17-10 vibes.
It could happen either way.
Either that or it's gonna go up for game of the year. Because dude, we've seen bad teams every season. There's just two bad teams that both stumble into the greatest game they play that year. Maybe this game has that too. Who knows?
All right. Bengals and Dolphins.
Oh boy. There's a lot to be said on that Bengals side. Maybe I should have made this part of the thumbnail and we could have talked about this in the A block. But Joe Burrow, this has to be the first thing you talk about when you talk about the Bengals because they looked lifeless against the Ravens. Lifeless might be being nice. They looked like a corpse that wasn't even fully animated. Like enough to be said they're a zombie or anything. This Bengals team has so many problems right now, and it's Joe Burrow. I don't know if he wants to be a Bengal ever again. I don't even know if he wants to play football. And these cryptic ass press conferences aren't doing him a whole lot of favors. Let's be honest here. T. Higgins is still in concussion protocol. He probably shouldn't have played a game or two. Kind of what have you, game or two ago, whichever game I think was between these Ravens matchups. The Bengals are eliminated. Their defense still isn't playing great. They've had a couple of okay games here in this backstretch, but it hasn't been enough, and they've been awful all season long. Let's tell it how it is. The Bengals are to put it bluntly, the Bengals are 100% a shit show, and there is no telling what's going to happen. I don't think anything changes until Zach Taylor gets fired, but the problem is I think the Brown family's going to keep him around because they don't got to go out and hire a new coach. He's already been extended through next year, I think.
It'll be like Marvin Lewis.
Yeah, I think they're going to let him. Well, and the problem is too is like I think Zach Taylor bought himself a lot more time than people want to think he did because of the Super Bowl appearance. Like, that was something that Marvin Lewis couldn't ever dreamed of, and he got, what, 15 years?
It felt like forever. I don't know. I think it was like 15 years.
Johnny Ripple, the Bengals owner is like me, bitter and cheap. They won't trade him. They refuse to trade Carson Palmer for multiple ones. I bet they won't trade him. Yeah, I don't think the Browns are really going to move off of him because Carson was miserable as a
He retired.
As a Bengal.
Carson retired and then came back.
Retired and unretired once his contract was up.
No, they actually traded him.
Oh, they traded him after he retired.
Yeah.
That's right. He was a Raider, and he was bad there. And then, did he go to another team before he went to Arizona? That's right. I didn't know if he played for another team before he went to Arizona.
Renaissance.
He was really good in the desert. Carson Palmer was so good in the desert. I mean, like, we've really been talking about the Bengals here. Dolphins are, I don't think they're not as dysfunctional, but they're in a weird spot right now. They are most certainly in a weird spot. I don't know if, like, and we were talking about this in the A block too, like, I don't know what they're going to do with McDaniel. I don't know if they're going to give him another year with a new quarterback. They're going to see what they've got in Quinn Ewers right now. But like the way the Dolphins are, like, that's kind of a mess too. Tyreek Hill is basically dead and gone to the world. And I mean, like, I don't think they're great defensively. They still can't play in the cold. Like, the narratives are still kind of going crazy over there. Tua has not been the same for, I think, really, you could argue, the past 2 years.
Yeah.
And I don't know if McDaniel has done enough to save his job this season. I don't know if he has. I think it's really going to come down to what he can do with Quinn Ewers, because Ewers is going to get his 3-game tryout here at the end of the year. And I can't think of a better team to start to really start your career against. I don't know how a lot of people feel about this, about this game. I think the Dolphins win it.
We're going to agree on this again, because I was thinking the same thing. I don't think the Bengals have enough defensive firepower to do anything.
I don't think they have enough anything. I don't even know if they have enough will. They look dead.
We got Joe Burrow playing like he's Charlie Brown, moping around. And, you know, I think Quinn Ewers actually has a really good game against him. I think 160, 170 yards and 2 touchdowns. No picks. I think Dolphins clean up. I think the Bengals are done this year.
The Bengals are absolutely done. They're eliminated.
Well, they're eliminated, but they're not even trying to play.
Yeah, no. It's just like I was saying. Like they looked dead against Baltimore. Completely dead. They don't have anything right now, and I think now that they've got nothing to play for, now that their quarterback seems to be quitting on him a little bit, I think it's over. Dolphins win. I don't even think it's that close, just because of how dead the Bengals have been. Like 24-10.
Yeah, I was gonna say 24-3.
Yeah, fair enough. I think Ewers is gonna look pretty good. Granted, it's gonna be with a little bit of an asterisk because of how bad the Bengals defense is.
There's a reason that's the Cincinnati Bengal Award.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Ewers is gonna go out and cook today. I really do.
I need to.
Or Sunday. Jeez Louise.
Right.
Next, we were talking about, we briefly mentioned this when we were both in shock by a headline. Panthers Buccaneers round 1 in Carolina. These teams play each other twice in the next 3 weeks. This is one of them in Carolina. And hear me out. Hear me out. Because the Panthers have now been swept by the Saints, they have no expectations on them. Now they're going to come out and look like world beaters and put a faltering Buccaneers team away. I don't think it's going to be convincingly, but I think Carolina's going to win this game because this is how they've been this year. All right. As soon as they don't have anybody expecting anything out of them, when they go in as an underdog, for some godforsaken reason, they suddenly turn it on. Bryce Young suddenly turns it on. I think the Panthers have a good enough run game. I think they've shown at times this year that they can have a good enough run game. I still think that they are hampered by Bryce Young, 100%. I think this is the year. This should be the year where the Panthers finally say, okay, Young's not the answer. But then that brings up more questions now because now you've played yourself out of one of the top quarterbacks of the draft. I don't know that Carolina's going to want to pull the trigger on a trade again because they're going to have PTSD from doing the same thing for trading the farm for Bryce Young. And now, the Panthers are going to win. It's not going to be convincing. But they're going to win. And I think they're going to pose more questions than answers going into the playoffs because I think whoever plays an NFC South team is basically getting a bye week in the wild card. Unless Carolina, if they make it, if they have no expectations. But here's the thing too, the Buccaneers are imploding right now. Todd Bowles is throwing players under the bus. The defense is not playing well. Baker hasn't looked good really since he hurt his shoulder, whatever he did to that. Right now, the way the Bucs have been playing, what are they, 1-6 out of their bye week?
I think
2-5? Some, collapse record like that. Tampa has not played good football in, 2.5 months, and I don't know what they need to do to right the ship, but I think this is the type of year that finally gets Todd Bowles fired. I think Carolina wins. I don't think it's very convincing. I don't think this is going to be a pretty game. I think this is going to be some bullshit like 17-14, 14-10.
We're talking to me now? Okay.
Yeah.
I got
Sorry, dude, I've been in a mood tonight.
Huh?
I'm moving. I've been in a mood tonight.
No, you're good, man. You're good. I was just I didn't know you were done. I'm just listening to you. I could listen to you all day.
I appreciate that.
For me, I'm the opposite. I actually like Bryce Young. I think it wasn't really his fault they lost. So let me go back to against the Saints. He went 15 of 24, 163 yards. Tedero and McMillan didn't play well. Leggett didn't play well. Their only touchdown came to Jalen Coker, and he had the most yards. Rushing-wise, they were really bad. Bryce Young had 77 carries for 49 yards. Rico Dowdle had 16 carries for 49 yards. Chuba Hubbard, 8 carries for 29 yards.
Here's the thing, though, and hear me out. Teams are getting to a point where they realize if you can shut down the run and force Bryce Young to win the Panthers a game, he can't do it.
You don't think so?
There's the one big exception where he went for 470 yards. Watching the Panthers this season, it is really the last couple. It just has looked like and felt like that Bryce Young just doesn't have it. He's had his entire rookie contract and opportunity after opportunity, and there were expectations on him this season because of how well he ended last year after the benching, coming off of the bench cold and picking himself back up. And it was a bad start to the year for Bryce again. He's had a couple of flash games this year, but there's not enough consistency with Bryce Young for me to buy in.
I think we'll get to him later. I think everything I've seen with Trevor Lawrence and being down on him, I'm willing to give Bryce one more year.
Okay.
I've seen enough flashes.
Okay.
To think that he can do something. If it's next year, I will throw in the towel. But
Good.
I just think that with Trevor Lawrence and what happened with him, and he was already he's already passed his rookie contract after he finally, in my opinion, shedded the bust label, because he was a bust, in my opinion. All the injuries, the inconsistent play, the bad throws. But we'll get to that later. But Carolina, I think Carolina wins. I actually think Bryce has a good game.
You think?
I'm hoping on it because I want to be right so bad. That's what it is. I'm coping. I'm coping here because I picked the Carolina Panthers to win the division this year.
Yeah, Johnny Ripple makes a good point too, and I think I said this in a very convoluted way. I was more hammering on Bryce Young than I was the Panthers as a whole. Like they have beaten good teams this year. They are incredibly inconsistent. I think a lot of that comes down to Bryce Young being really inconsistent. I've got my feeling on Bryce, but I do think Carolina wins this game.
And I'm the opposite.
Like I said, like 17-30, 20-14 affair. Classic NFC South football. Carolina gives themselves the lead in the division. I think they would clinch next week. If they win, I think they clinch next week with a win and a Tampa Bay loss.
I think so,
maybe.
Too. I think this is a down year for Tampa Bay. They're probably going to be booted out. I think
this is the year that Bulls gets fired.
27-14.
27-14. Okay. You like Carolina.
I like they kind of have a special place in my heart because of Steve Smith. Even though the way they treated him.
Okay. I'll give you that.
But also
I really liked
Luke
Kuechly. I really liked Luke Kuechly.
Oh, me too. Bryce Young, he's a little guy. He's not looked at favorably by a lot of people. I want to see.
I just want to see consistency from Bryce. I will be less hard on him if I can ever see a multi-game stretch of I just want to see a streak of good football from Bryce Young.
Fair enough.
He's so up and down that he makes a roller coaster blush.
I have a special place. Their colors are nice too, so.
That's true. I do like Carolina's color scheme. Next game.
Sorry, I am so sorry.
No, we're going back and forth. This is what the show's about, dude. I love this. I love this.
We've finally gotten it. We finally go back and forth.
We're cooking. We're cooking. The chemistry's there. Real quick for everybody that is watching too, if you want to help both of us out, don't forget to like both of our streams. Don't forget to subscribe as well if you're really enjoying what you hear. Trent over here is now 15 subscribers away from 200. I am 16 away from 250. Let's help us both get there. Yeah, I'm at 234.
Wow. Good job,
Let's keep this train. Thank you. Let's keep this train rolling here. Another NFC South team, New Orleans. New Orleans Saints, they're playing the Jets. It's going to be in the Superdome. I got New Orleans. Easy New Orleans.
Yeah. Tyler Shuck is actually really good.
Tyler Shuck is actually that guy. I think I am to Tyler Shuck how you are to Bryce Young. I am like in love with this guy. I've watched probably a few more Saints games than like I would have otherwise if Shuck weren't starting. But like when the Saints are on in the early window, like I love kicking their games on lately just because I want to be right about Tyler Shuck. I really like Tyler Shuck. And here's the thing too, they're playing a Jets defense that hasn't been good this year at all. They're playing a Jets team as a whole that hasn't been good this year. Are the Jets starting Brady Cook again this week?
Oh, they lost. They are.
Because here's the thing, okay? I think they are a much more competitive team with Cook is going to stay the quarterback in week 16. They signed Hendon Hooker, which is really kind of interesting, but that's neither here nor there. So with Brady Cook still starting, I don't have a lot of faith. I think the Saints defense has turned it around quite a bit. And we saw how they stifled Carolina's run game last week as well. Like that's
really good.
That's an achievement because that Panthers run game at times this season looked untouchable. Rico Dowdle had like a 5-week stretch where he looked like God or something. Like that Panthers run game can put up numbers, just not as consistent consistently as you'd like to see, but that's we're past that now. I think the Saints are starting to really get into a groove. I think I like Kellen Moore as a head coach, and I think we're starting. I think the Kellen Moore believers are getting a little bit vindicated in these last couple of weeks because despite how down the year was or has been for them, like we're seeing them continue to fight. They're still being scrappy. They've swept the Panthers, if for what that's worth. And I think they're gonna keep it rolling against the Jets. I don't like the Jets. Like okay, like obviously I don't like the
Did you
Jets,
already
but
see the?
I don't like the situation for the Jets. Aaron Glenn, I don't think is that great of a head coach. I think he came in a bit over his head.
Yeah.
Defensively, they don't look good. Offensively, they've been a mess all season. It's been bad for the Jets. I think the Saints 4-10 looks very, very different than the Jets 3-11. I think the Saints are on the up. I think they win this game pretty convincingly. I think it's a 10-point win. I'm feeling something like a 30-20 Saints win. And maybe that's being a little too gratuitous. Maybe I'm a little too high on the Saints. But like I've liked what I've seen from them. Maybe they don't run the ball the best just because Kamara's lost a step, but passing wise, like I like what they're doing. Devon Vele, former Bronco, has been developing pretty good for him as well, which is, it's warmed my heart a little bit. I'm happy for Vele just because I don't think he was going to get the opportunities that he's getting for the Saints with the Broncos this year, especially with us drafting Pat Bryant. I really do like what I've seen from the Saints. And again, maybe I'm too high on the Saints, but
We're allowed to be on. We're allowed to be high on one NFC South team.
absolutely. Johnny Ripple saying Glenn strikes me as a rah-rah. He gets out-schemed a lot. That's like the one thing that you like. I feel like is one of the most blatantly obvious flaws with the Jets this year is like really what I alluded to. Like I really do think that Aaron Glenn came in over his head, and for it being like a defensive-minded head coach, his defense sure plays like shit.
He's probably better. He's probably a Josh McDaniels of the defense.
Yeah.
Probably a better defensive coordinator than he is a head coach, and that's fine. Dude.
If he gets fired, do you think he goes back to Detroit?
I would.
That's what I would do.
I mean, that's still really good money. I mean, like,
Yeah.
if you can't go, you can't go. Take the job you were given. Like, take the job that you're meant to be at. Don't try to aim. If you try it and you are not good at it, maybe down the road he can. But right now, I would go back. Also, I think I like the Saints too. I wish they would fire Kellen Moore so he could come back to the Eagles.
That's not happening. Not with the way they're playing this year. Not with the way the players are still fighting for them too.
He's so good. He's a good offensive minded, and he was able to adapt with that Eagles. Because remember, he liked to pass the ball in Dallas.
Yeah,
and
that was his big thing.
Yeah, and it was a detriment. In Philly, he learned to run the ball, make adjustments, and you want good coaches to do that. I think the players are better from the New Orleans Saints. That's something we weren't going to say months ago. We thought the Saints were dead in the water. Number 1 pick overall. Next year.
Thank for Fernando. Well, and that really was the story too. Like as things were unfolding, I think before Shuck really got going, like when they benched Rattler and put him in, like I do think that like there was a bit of a sentiment of like, okay, we're going to go get one of these top guys. Whoever we're starting isn't the guy, but we're going to throw Shuck out, see what we got. Shuck was a top 40 pick.
Yeah.
I think this is Shuck's team next year. 100%.
My brother didn't like Shuck. I didn't really know enough about Shuck to actually have an opinion. But he's been really good. I think he's been really good. The players are actually playing better for him than they did with Rattler. Saints take this. Oh, and Breece Hall, 1.9 yards per carry last week.
Yikes.
Yeah. And so
that comes back to what I said too. Like this Saints defense has been pretty okay against the run, especially against Carolina.
Yeah. I think it's going to be like a 24-27. I don't even think the Jets score a touchdown. I think it's like 27-3, 17-3.
No. Okay. I'm willing to stand on my 30-20. Maybe the Jets get some garbage time points.
They could. I just don't trust. What's his name?
Brady Cook.
Yeah, They should just go get Kaepernick or something. I mean, look. Okay, I've always made the.
You gotta put asses in seats.
Yeah, I've always said it this way. They should have given Kaepernick a job. If he can play up above, then that's fine. If he can't, then you know that it was then you know it was a lack of talent or a lack of not talent, because he was a talented runner.
He was very talented. The guy could run the ball.
He wasn't a very good passer to some people.
I think just to touch on Kaepernick real quick. I think Kaepernick was early with his skill set. I think the league it's almost the Mike Vick situation, because you got to think, even back in 2012, running quarterbacks weren't really common.
No.
Like the prototype was still, you want a tall broomstick that can read a defense under center. They're not going to be fast. They're going to stand in the pocket. They're going to maybe wiggle around because they know how to manipulate the pocket, but they're not going to go out and run for 70 yards. And then Kaepernick came in. Defenses didn't really know what to do against him until they realized, hey, guy can't really
the ball.
Yeah, he had his games where he really did look good throwing the ball, but
towards the end, it was what was it?
It was
5 yards.
It was starting to look rough.
Yards.
Yeah, it was starting to look a little rough for Cap.
And I don't mind him. I'm I think that teams should have given him a shot and said, hey, if you can play, you can play. If you can't, then we know for sure that you can't. And that would have probably, because I still see arguments about the Kaepernick situation. I'm I wonder if that would have put things to rest. Either he would have been really good, or he just would have stunk up the joint and nothing would have happened. But
questions would have been answered.
Yeah, and I don't want to get too far into the politics because I don't talk politics. Yeah,
this is a football show.
Football show.
Saints win. Next one, Bills, Browns in Cleveland. I admit I maybe got a little too high on the Shadur Sander Colorado special.
Oh boy.
I maybe got a little too high on the Shadur Sanders train. Now, I think he has now, I don't think it's still going to be out of this world, but I think the Bills defense gives him an opportunity to have a bit of a rebound game. Not necessarily go light it up for 375 and 3 scores or something, but 210 yards, maybe 2 tugs, something like that. This Browns team is not good. Offensively, they're not good. They're on quarterback number 84,000 this season. I think Shadur he's got some tools to work with. I think he's a very raw prospect right now as well. Even still, there's still a lot of developing you got to do with him. I don't think Cleveland wins this game. I don't know that they've got the firepower to do so. The only player I really like offensively for Cleveland, maybe one of two, and it's both their rookies. Harold Fannin has looked really good this year for them. And Quinshon Judkins, I think, is still a really talented back.
You're not a Jerry Jeudy fan?
Brother.
You knew where that's going.
Brother. Listen, I think I've said this too. Pat Bryant is Jerry Jeudy if Jerry Jeudy gave a shit and could catch.
Yeah, I had to do it.
Jerry Jeudy, dude, okay, no, last week, one of those picks from Sanders was entirely Judy's fault. Jeudy basically handed that ball to, who was it? I think Jalen Johnson? Or one of the Bears DB. He basically handed it to him.
Oh my God.
Brother, no, listen, after watching him play football in Denver, I'm kind of a Jerry Jeudy hater.
You're good, man.
Johnny Ripple, he was talking about Cap. He said, Cap went to college where I live. I know an assistant coach there. The offense at Nevada was designed to not read. He really struggled trying to read defenses because he never had to in college. Amazing athlete. However, absolutely. That was it with Cap. Just to go back there one more time, football strictly.
Yes, football
Just to kind
strictly.
of just to respond to Ripple here. I I really thought like I feel like if Kaepernick had come in, and again, the last time we're gonna touch on this, I do feel like if Cap came in like 4 years later, I feel like 2016 was really where we started to see these running quarterbacks start to kind of take over the league, like where we saw the league catch up to college in that regard. Granted, yes, Guy did not really have to make a whole lot of reads in the offenses he was in, and I think he really struggled because of that. I think if he had come in later, I think his legs would have bought him enough time to develop that. But we'll move on from that fully. At this
I
point,
had something to say, but I think we'll move on.
yeah, let's just keep it pushing here.
Yeah.
Just back to Cleveland. Like the Bills basically have to shut down two players. Oh, he did say something about Judy as well. He said he doesn't care, but at least his hands are bad. Yeah, that was like the biggest knock on him in Denver. Like the crazy part is like Jerry was such a good route runner coming out of college, and it hasn't translated. He has an elite skill set, no hands, unfortunately, which I guess really knocks his skill set. But and just like doesn't seem to give a shit, and that's why the Broncos traded him to Cleveland for a fifth.
Jerry Jeudy is basically the pirate captain from Family Guy.
Yeah.
but with legs.
The Jay Cutler of wide receivers. I'm probably gonna replay the facts meme that he sent in the Perna Discord of Josh Atlas Allen.
Oh yeah, that one.
But here's the thing, it happened last week against the Pats. Come on, he pulled a Greg Jennings and he put that team on his back.
Who did? Oh, Josh. He did.
He did. He put the team on his back. I was vindicated for that meme. I was vindicated for that take against against the Pats.
The way they're gonna win the Super Bowl is Josh Allen and James Cook. I see no other
basically path. Well, and that is where like Buffalo's gonna have problems in this game. I don't think it's gonna be super duper close, but I think the Browns defense at the least is scrappy. Very scrappy. Myles Garrett is Myles Garrett. I don't think we need to say anything else about that. He's on pace to break the sack record. Yeah.
He does it this game.
You think he does it?
I think he does it this game.
I could see it.
Hopefully not in a Brett Favre way, but
yeah,
because we don't want Michael Strahan.
That would be so depressing.
No, it'd be fitting, kind of, because
yeah. Just let Allen hand him the last one in garbage time or something.
Basically, and then Mark Gastineau goes after both of them.
Oh God. Buffalo's the better team. I think they're better coached than Cleveland. I think Kevin Stefanski is basically just going through the motions right now. I don't think he wants to be in Cleveland anymore. I don't blame him, really.
Anybody want to be in Cleveland?
I don't think anybody wants to be in Cleveland. Buffalo wins. I feel a 27-14, 27-17. I do want to end this though, like give Browns a positive. I guess I do think Shedeur has a little bit of a rebound game. Still not the prettiest thing ever, but I don't think he's gonna throw 3 picks again. Not against Buffalo's defense. I don't think their defense is that good, and I don't know. Maybe they run the ball good.
Browns will not win. Shedeur will have a decent game. 2 touchdowns and about 170, 80 yards.
170?
Yeah.
I can see it.
Not a bunch of yards. 2 touchdowns in the red zone. Myles Garrett gets the sack record, but it's deflating because the Bills are going to win by a lot. Yeah. Like 27-14, like you said.
Hey, same wavelength.
Hey, we haven't really argued.
Got our Jedi mind tricks.
All right, here we go. I think so. Could I
take it?
Just say
go
something.
For it.
The players that are out for the Chiefs, not including Patrick Mahomes, Rashee Rice, Trent McDuffie.
I was gonna bring up Rashee Rice.
Jawan Taylor, Leon
Oh
Chanel,
no.
and Derek Nandy, with Tyquan Thornton also in concussion protocol. The only Titans player that's missing is Cedric Gray, but the Titans are missing a whole team except for their quarterback. So it's not like they're doing anything. I think the Titans win. That's,
You know what's crazier? I was gonna say the same goddamn thing.
the Titans are going to win. And I like Gardner Minshew as a person. I think he has a wonderful
I
personality.
like Gardner Minshew as a backup quarterback, but who's he throwing to? Kelsey's washed. All right, no Rashee Rice, and he's
Hollywood Brown and no, is it Pacheco out? Is he out?
is Pacheco out?
Or was it?
I don't like Casey's run game, anyways.
Oh no, they
Okay,
can't run to save their life.
No, and Andy Reid refuses to commit to it. Every week just gets to be me dancing on the Chiefs' grave. Suck it, Chiefs fans. Suck it. I like Minshew as a backup.
I do.
But I don't like Kansas City as a team right now.
Well, you never liked them as a team.
Well, of course, but like from a team building standpoint, they've drafted like shit. They've been getting by on high-end talent, basically on the arm of Patrick Mahomes and the defensive ability of Chris Jones. I don't think their pass rush is all that without Chris Jones. And if he's not going nuts, then they're not doing shit this game. Okay, the Chiefs' defense is almost like the Rams, where if the pass rush doesn't get there, their secondary is getting exposed.
I'm watching.
And especially if they're gonna be down Trent McDuffie. Screw it, Titans win. 21-18 walk-off.
Yeah, Cam Ward has himself a day.
Cam Ward has himself a day, gets himself a game-winning drive just to throw the middle finger to KC. Oh man.
Dude, I never thought the Titans would ever win again.
That would do things to me. If Tennessee wins this game, that would do some things to me that I don't think I can say in 55 countries.
Unless they throw the game for a draft.
That too, yeah. But like, come on.
I think Cam Ward wants to win.
He does, absolutely.
Oh.
He doesn't want to be ass.
Yeah, and the Titans are ass.
The Titans are ass. I'm gonna keep it a buck. They ass.
All right, my guy.
Oh boy. All right. So Jacksonville coming down to Denver. These two teams, it feels like every time they meet, it's a close game. Jacksonville has been playing red hot football lately, and I know you feel about Trevor how I feel about Bryce with the inconsistencies.
Not
anymore. You were there. You're not there. Right now, I really feel like Trevor Lawrence is in. He's done this the last couple of years where he just has like a 6 to 8 game stretch where he looks unstoppable. And something that we've really seen with this Jacksonville team, they've ran the ball well with Travis Etienne. He's having a nice bounce back here after a down year either last year or the year before. Jacoby Myers, they just signed to an extension. Jacoby Myers, damn good wide receiver. Tim Patrick's been making plays for him. Brenton Strange at tight end has been pretty good for them for the most part this season. And this was the team that I was saying was that other team with a defense that's really flying under the radar in the AFC. Jacksonville has had a really good defense, and their run defense is ballistic this season, which is bad because the Broncos don't run the ball well as it is. We did with J.K. Dobbins. He's been out. R.J. Harvey has been picking up a little bit, but he did get banged up against. He got banged up. He hasn't been ruled out right now, but we're going to be without Brandon Jones, and Justin Stranad just got ruled out, which those are two impact players for Jones is on IR with a pec thing. And then Stranad was out, I think it was with an ankle. And listen, I've been saying this for the past couple of weeks. I think this is a game where Denver could easily lose. I think this is a game where Denver could get upset. Now, I'm not going to say they do, and here's why. Well, okay. Listen, I'm willing to be objective and unbiased about stuff. But this is just what it's telling me. This game's gonna be close. What have the Broncos thrived in all year? Close games. We
Hmm.
saw it. We saw it against Green Bay last week. They were able to come back from a 9-point deficit when it looked like Green Bay pretty much had this game under control. Bo Nix played the game of his life last week against what has been an outstanding Packers defense. I If the Broncos offense can continue to play the way that they have these last couple of weeks against Green Bay, against the Raiders, against the Commanders, if they can keep that momentum, then I like I like their chances. I like this defense too against Trevor Lawrence because we have seen Trevor Lawrence have those inconsistencies over the years. I think every time Denver has played Trevor Lawrence, they usually play him well. Now, granted, Trevor is playing like a god tier quarterback right now. I don't think you're going to completely shut down Trevor. Lawrence is very prone to turnovers when he gets cold, when the defense gets to knocking him around, and we know that that is something the Broncos defense can easily do. Mile High is going to be rocking. I think this is going to be just another stupid close game. I think this could easily be a 27-24, 24-21 affair. I think Denver gets it by 3.
I think. Let me see something real quick. So Trevor Lawrence and Zach Wilson were drafted in the same year. I did not know that. That was what I was looking at. Because
Okay.
if you think about it, it's the COVID year that they played in college.
Yeah.
Where was I going with that?
I don't. What I will add to that is like Trevor got drafted for his whole body of work at Clemson in the ACC. Zach Wilson got drafted as high as he did because of one throw at the pro day.
Yeah. National championship, first year. Never done, I think, right? It's never been done, and it was him.
Some crazy number like that.
Yeah. I'm actually on the Trevor Lawrence train right now.
Listen, I have been too this season. I think he's been playing great football.
And my brother talked me out of it when he got drafted. And he did not play well, but that's because he played for the
Urban Meyer.
The virtue of...
or the virtuous...
person of virtue.
The person of virtue, this guy could be a monk, Urban Meyer, wink, wink. No, he could not.
I think... I don't want to pick, but I don't want to pick against Jacksonville. I think Jacoby
we had this conversation last week when we were talking about Denver and Green Bay. Denver still is not lost at home this year.
I'm going Denver. I can't go Jackson. We had this conversation. It's the same thing this week.
It's the same thing.
It's two teams I like. I like Jacksonville. I actually am on the Jacksonville train. I'm not... Like, for me, like, I love the Eagles fan, but, like, good football is good football. Broncos win. It's going to be close.
Okay, you have escaped the Switzerland flag.
Oh, you almost put it up?
I almost threw the I threw it up. I was trying to make it blink just to we were getting there.
I was trying to find a way. Broncos win.
I think it's close. I think it's kind of another walk-off field goal situation.
24-21.
Like 24-21. That's where I am with that.
Yeah.
I just think the way Denver's been playing this year, it's Sean Payton going against a first-year coach.
I like Liam Cohen.
Payton's been doing this for forever. I love Liam Cohen and what he's been doing. I'm really excited to see what the Jags do in the next couple of years as Trevor really gets used to that system. Yeah, it does not knock my faith in the Broncos at all. I just think the way Denver's playing right now, they took on a red-hot Packers team and they stopped them in their tracks too. I don't see any reason why they can't do the same to the Jags.
They can. Okay, Denver. I'm throwing my hands
Denver.
up.
Throwing it up. There we go.
We can touch on this very quickly, can't we, this next one?
Yeah, we can graze over this.
I don't know who to pick.
Falcons.
Cardinals. Well, Cardinals. Just for
You'll go Cards?
Just for the laughs.
Okay, I will say about this, Kirk looked really good last week. I'm not saying he's going to keep that going. I don't know if Kyle Pitts is going to have another nigh
touchdown.
170-yard, 3-touchdown game. The game that every fantasy manager had a wet dream about for the last 4 years or however long Pitts has been in the league. Arizona's defense isn't that good, and their offense gets yards. They don't score points.
Okay, I'm going Falcons.
That has been the thing with Arizona this year. They get yards, they don't really get points, and the points they do get, it's fantasy points for Trey McBride.
Falcons. I'll go Falcons.
I just think this Cards roster is too bare bones to really have any faith in. Right. This feels like another one we can kind of breeze over. Raiders, yeah. Texans.
Texans,
easy. That defense is going to make Kenny Kitten Mittens look like a fucking high school quarterback, dog. I'm going to tell you right now. Kamari Lassiter is licking his chops. Jalen Petrie might commit a felony in this game.
Is he going to get over 64 yards?
Yes, but it's going to be like 80.
I can see him getting 102 interceptions.
Probably, because the Texans do force turnovers, dude. Those corners are legit. Derek Stingley is a monster. Kamari Lassiter is legit. Who else? Jalen Petrie is ridiculous, and he is putting the fear of God into receivers, dude. Like, everyone saw what he did to Rashee Rice.
Kind of fitting.
This Texans defense is putting the fear of God into receivers, and you do not want to see Houston in the playoffs. I don't care if you're at home or not. You do not want to see Houston in the playoffs.
I think
their offense gets a get right game. Not that they needed it, because I think they looked good last week. But you're playing the Raiders. If the Eagles can put up 31, I'm gonna say it right here. Houston should win like 45-3.
Yeah, good. I think about that.
It's probably gonna be like 33-10, but
yeah, I think, and I'm gonna say not think. I feel bad for Kenny Pickett because he had to start against the Eagles defense, and now he has to play against the Texans defense.
Yeah,
and, yeah. Another quarterback drafted in 2022. That was 2022, right?
Kenny might have been 21.
21. No, he was the only first-round pick in 22. Because...
Yeah, he was the only first-round quarterback whenever draft it was.
I think it was 22. He's only been in the league for 3 years? No way.
I want to stand on 2021. I swear to God it was 21. Because there was the really strong 2020 class, and then 21 was, like, in comparison, complete dog water.
2022.
Who came out of the 21 draft
Trevor
class?
Lawrence.
That's right. Okay, so I was a draft class early then.
No,
all right, you got me on that one. You got me.
You're good.
I'll take that L.
He's only been in the league for 3 years, and he's already been on like a million teams.
Yeah. He's doing the Josh McCown any percent speed run.
Yeah. So the next game is actually one that I'm looking forward to.
This'll be interesting.
The Steelers looked okay on offense.
They did. I'm not gonna lie.
Defensively, I worry. I'm going to pick the Steelers.
That's been the story with the Steelers all year, and I will second you on that. It's because right now of how flawed Detroit's offense is, and also Aaron Rodgers against NFC North teams. Okay, man, let's.
Did he?
The Lions really never got the Lions number that much.
No.
Or the Lions never really had the Packers number. Like it was Aaron Rodgers. There was a reason he was the king of the NFC North.
Yeah.
I think the Steelers have an okay enough run game too, to where you can kind of stymie the Lions offense by proxy, just by running the ball. I think Kenneth Gainwell's a pretty good running back, and I still like Jaylen Warren in that backfield as well. Rodgers did look he looked pretty good last week. I'll give him flowers where flowers are due. Detroit's defense is so depleted, and it feels like we have this conversation about them in December every year, to be completely honest. I cannot reasonably sit here and say that they're going to change my mind, because they've been bad this year. Like, that Detroit defense has not been good at all. Uh, Aiden Hutchinson can only do so much
Who
as
was
a
the other guy?
one-man crew.
Muhammad was the other defensive lineman. He was pretty good early on, but I think he's just fell by the wayside.
Something. Well, and like Brian Branch is hurt. They got a bunch of injuries in the secondary. Like that. I just don't know if the Lions have the defense to stop Pittsburgh from just forcing Detroit to piss this game down their leg. That like that's just where I am with it. I think Pittsburgh wins.
17-14.
I'm feeling more 24-21, maybe 27-24 type of game.
Good pick, good pick.
But yeah, I this is probably the game that wins the Steelers the North.
I think so. But I think the next game, you can take it away.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. New England going to Baltimore. So New England, Ella choked away that game against Buffalo. Now they gotta go on the road. They are now essentially 2 games behind for the AFC 1 seed because of the loss and because of the Denver win. Denver basically has what is as good as a head-to-head win against the Pats with the conference record or with the record against common opponents. New England is kind of backs against the wall here. They need this game to stay on top of the East because they don't really have the tiebreaker over Buffalo anymore where they split the series. What I want to see from this New England team is I want to see them respond against what has been a sluggish Ravens team this year. Are the Pats gonna get Milton Williams back this week? Did they get him back last week? That's what I need to know here. That is gonna swing it a little bit for them, but no, so they are not gonna get, so no Milton Williams and no Robert Spillane, no Carlton Davis. Ooh. I think Lamar was efficient in his outing. He didn't have to do a ton, but he was efficient, was able to kind of come across as passable from that starting point. It's probably the best game he's played since like week 3. Even if it was only like 12 for 18 or like 8 for 12. It was some weird stat line. Lamar still doesn't really have it fully with his legs. I think this is a game where he could get a little more jiggy with those starters out. This game is just so weird, though. Like, it's in Baltimore. The Ravens haven't really looked that good. I don't really know how I feel about the Pats right now. Like, I still think Drake May is a good quarterback, but I think we saw that, like, in crunch time, and I'm not necessarily saying May's not clutch. I just don't think the Pats have been in that situation all year. And they kind of got punched in the mouth last week. Maybe I've talked myself into New England rebounding. Yeah, I think I have. It just feels like a lost year for the Ravens. I still don't think Lamar is really fully playing healthy. I think it's a close game, though. These teams always play close games. These teams always hit the crap out of each other. I'm taking New England 21-17.
All right. Now, I know get a lot of heat for this, maybe.
Oh, boy.
I think,
oh, boy.
Probably not. I think the Patriots don't have... They are a young team.
Correct.
We've seen what happened when they play experienced teams. Good experienced teams. I'm not talking bad experienced teams.
That's true.
I think the Ravens win.
You think Baltimore wins?
I think
could
Baltimore
see it.
wins because there'd be another back against the wall, and I think they're still a year, maybe 2 years away from reaching to the point where they're like, okay, we can win these high pressure games. I don't think they have it right now.
The Pats?
No.
You're saying?
Okay. Backs
okay.
against the wall, I think they fold, and Buffalo takes
lead.
The division.
Okay. Interesting.
They're still a year away. Maybe.
The Pats are ahead of schedule. They're another one of those teams where they're ahead of schedule.
And then you have to ask yourself, are the Pats a Washington Commanders situation? Really good year, ahead of schedule. take a step back next year?
Uh, no.
Okay, yeah.
I think
thought
what
about
the
it.
Pats have is I think what the Pats have is more sustainable than what Washington did.
Plus, Vrabel's
and really,
way better coach than
Vrabel's a really good coach, and they're just a younger team. They're gonna get some reinforcements back.
Yeah. Okay, my bad.
It's no, you're all good. You're all good. We're thinking aloud here. I'm still taking New England. But if we do see this trend where like these high pressure games start getting to them, then I'm gonna start really thinking about it. But for now, I'll put my faith in New England.
Yeah. All right, I'll put my
What
faith
else?
in Ravens.
Alrighty, final game on the docket, Monday night, the actual Monday night, not me getting Monday night confused with Saturday night because
This is going to be a throwaway pick for me, by the way.
it's gonna be me too. I'm going for the morale pick here. Philip Rivers, baby, give it to me.
Give it to me.
Him right into me. The fucking Colts are gonna win.
I want Philip Rivers. I need the nostalgia. I need it. Steelers winning. Colts winning. 2 old men Rivers who were drafted when I was in middle school. They gotta win. They gotta both win this week.
Before I was drafted before 2 months I was born.
Hey, was Rodgers drafted after you were born?
Yeah, Rodgers was drafted in 05.
Okay, so yeah. So you got that one.
Rodgers was, I want to say, pick 23 and
24.
Was it 24?
Yeah.
Because Alex Smith went first overall in that draft from Utah. Here's what I like about the Colts, though. I want to break this down a little bit. This Niners defense, Robert Saleh is doing. I think Robert Saleh should win Coach of the Year right now with what he's managed to get out of this depleted Niners defensive unit.
The hospital wing.
Yeah, that's no shit. I just think this Colts D line or O line and the running game, I think it's going to be too much for San Francisco at this point of the year. And I think Indy can get back to running the ball this week. I don't know how much it's going to mean. They would hypothetically, though, finish out with a winning season no matter how the last 2 games go if they win this one. I think Indy has the tools to pull an upset. I do. For that reason and for the fact that I want to see Philip Rivers notch one more win under his belt, I'm taking the Colts. It's going to be some stupid game like 2017.
I want to see Rivers in the playoffs.
That would be funny. That would be cool.
I do. So I'm going to take Colts. And I'm going to take Colts the rest of the season. And you don't even have to ask me. Even if they play against...
The vibes are immaculate.
It doesn't matter. Who are they playing next week? You can put me down for the Colts again. The Jaguars. I don't care. I'm going scorched earth. I don't know about next week, but this week I'm going Colts.
I'm taking the Colts.
It's a throwaway pick.
For the vibes. For the vibes.
Yep.
Got to do it for the vibes.
What do you got coming out?
So we're going to do the Sunday stream. Obviously, those have been popping off lately. I've been very happy with those. I might try, now that I really do have the time, either tonight or tomorrow morning, just before I go do stuff with my girlfriend for her birthday. I'm going to try and get, thank you. I'm going to try and get a preview short out. I was talking to David about that too, but yeah, so hopefully that either tonight or tomorrow morning, afternoon-ish, we'll do the Sunday stream, the after show, and then lately, this last week, so I've started doing a day after show, actually, where you kind of get the day to reflect on it. That video actually started doing really well, too, so I was pretty happy with that. But yeah, that's what I got. What do you got coming out?
Oh boy, I put myself
Eagles
in a
tomorrow.
hole. I'm doing a double stream. For St. Jude's.
Okay. Oh yeah, no, you posted about that.
Gonna try and raise some money for St. Jude's.
Love it.
Something that I've always wanted to do, and I think any time is a good time to start to raise money for children.
Absolutely.
Eagles versus Commanders, Bears versus Packers. I'm doing both games, even if it kills
Hell
me.
yeah. Hey, I've done. Listen, it's possible. I've done two games in a day. I've done 2 games at once.
Oh boy, I'm gonna
I've
do
done
that.
my best Kevin Harlan.
Starts at 2 p.m. Pacific or 3 your
It would
time.
be 3 Mountain.
Then
What is that? 4 on the East Coast.
4 on the East, 5 on the East Coast.
5 on the East Coast.
5 on the East Coast. I will be doing that, and then I'm gonna try and get a Eagles recap that night, and then my dumpster fire awards.
Yes, sir.
My power rankings, and hopefully I'm able to get out either a Trevor Lawrence video talking about his resurgence or the fallout of the 86 Bears and how they went from Super Bowl champions and lost out on winning the next year.
All right. So Trent's got some bangers coming out. If you're in my chat, go check him out. Love this guy right here. He's on his way to 200 subs. But yeah, that is that's gonna do it here for MTTF. I've been Miles. That's been Trent over there. And we will see you guys in the next one. Take it easy. Don't forget to like and sub. And yeah, I will see y'all Sunday on my end. Go check out Trent tomorrow night. He's ready